While the students I spoke to agreed they want to see less partisanship and a return to more open discourse. They disagreed on two key local issues on Idaho's ballots this November, though.
I think what it would do is make a lot of change in our elections, but when I look at it, I can't help but wonder why the two things have to come together, why the two things have to be in one package, open primaries and ranked choice voting. I think open primaries you can make a case for, but ranked choice voting I think is a bigger change. That it's interesting that it's not being sold when people talk about Prop 1. They say vote for open primaries. They don't ever say vote for ranked choice voting.
Boise State University was host to a debate on Proposition 1 just last week, and both students said they believed BSU students were fortunate to be so exposed to the arguments around Prop 1.
A lot of my classmates have actually been in support of Prop 1, but I also think it's because we have a little bit more of that knowledge of what exactly that means and how exactly it would affect our system. But I do understand why there's hesitation. I do think it's a really big change.
But on Idaho's constitutional amendment, which seeks to add language that proponents say would, quote, expressly prohibit non-citizens from voting, both students acknowledged a greater sense of disagreement among their peers.
To be really careful when we're considering language and changes like this. Based on what the feeling is, at least that I hear about the country, I think it's more important. The value of having trust in our elections and kind of dispersing that doubt that we've seen, I would say is more important.
But others say both Idaho's and the United States' Constitution already make non-citizen voting in state and federal elections illegal, interpreting the purpose of the ballot measure as sending a message.
I guess understand why they would want to word it differently. I think both of my parents are immigrants, so I think, and I work a lot with the immigrant community, I think rewording it is kind of like, I don't want to say hurtful, but it's kind of like, it puts in the notion of like, oh wow, okay, they really don't want us to vote even though we can't already.
Both students told me they were relieved to say many of their peers are planning to vote. According to a Tufts University study, 55% of registered voters aged 18 to 29 turned out to the polls in 2020, the highest election turnout for that age demographic since 1972. In studio, Dakota Castetz, DJ.